Steven Universe gave us one of the most creative and visually stunning concepts in animation, fusion. And let me tell ya, I love the fusion concepts. I feel like it's a unique way to explore relationships, emotions, and teamwork. Now, y'all, let me hold y'all real quick. I don't think there's a such thing as a bad fusion. I even fuck with Malachite. Like, the storyline is like crazy because Jasper, right? But like honestly, that whole shit was kind of fire. Like, let's really be real. But today, I will be ranking the fusions from worst to best based off of my personal feelings. I just feel like some just didn't stand out as much, and others deserved way more screen time. So let's get into it. Malachite is terrifying, and unlike most fusions, which are built on trust, love, or teamwork, Malachite is fused by control and manipulation. Malachite is a fusion of Jasper and Lapis, and from the moment she was created, you can literally feel the toxicity. Jasper thought she was in control, but Lapis had other plans. Lapis chained them together at the bottom of the ocean, turning their fusion into a prison. It wasn't about working together, it was about domination. And her design is so stunning. Like, I love the jagged teeth and the eerie sea monster aesthetic that makes her look like something out of a nightmare. It makes us, like, not forget how unstable she is. Malachite is a demonstration on how things can get when two gems fuse for the wrong reasons. They were super duper toxic, and Lapis wanted to go back at the end, and I was just like, wow. It made me think about how it really be in real life. Like, people would really be in these toxic relationships, and when they cut it off, or when the person cuts them off, they're like, yo, I want to go back. Because not only that, not because they feel like they miss being mistreated, it's just the fact that they just miss the feeling of how they felt when they were actually with that person, or they just missed the relationship. Oh my gosh. And honestly, she's at the bottom because she's simply an enemy. Honestly, I mess with her background. I mess with Jasper's background, like her point of view. Like, honestly, after all these years, I finally get it. She was just a lost soldier trying to get revenge for her fallen leader, which so happened to be, yeah. Sugilite is up next, and she is straight up badass. She is voiced by Y'all Queen Nicki Minaj, and heavy on Y'all Queen because I live in a democracy country. Nah, but like, it's super iconic that Nicki voiced her though. I do wish that they had way more screen time because that one itty bitty episode, it was not doing it for me. I love the episode, but I just wish I had like 10 more. Sugilite is a fusion of garnet and amethyst. Unfortunately, she is just as unstable as malachite. I feel like Amethyst mostly controls Sugilite in this fusion. Amethyst on a bad day is already crazy, but I feel like Sugilite is Amethyst on a bad day times 10 billion because you know how big she is, how strong she is. I do think that she is one of the top strongest fusions. But Sugilite is unstable. She's not about teamwork. She's about domination. She's aggressive as hell. And this makes her dangerous. And not just to her enemies, but literally everybody around her. She has no sense of space. Like, she will literally just kick a baby out the way just because it's in her way. Honestly, I see why Amethyst and Garnet don't fuse as much because Sugilite is very hard to control. Nobody can control her, not even her own mama. Honestly, the episode Coach Steven made me feel super duper bad for Pearl because she didn't have to tell Pearl off like that. And even put her down because Pearl already struggled with self-identity, self-worth, and confidence. So her saying that kind of hit me in the heart like, damn. Had out sis snotty-nosed and everything, but I'm glad that Pearl won at the end as she should. Sunstone is a fusion of Steven and Garnet, and honestly, Sunstone reminds me of Miss Rizzle from the Magic School Bus. The energy they bring is just awesome. Not only will they make you laugh, but they will definitely learn you something. They constantly break the fourth wall, kind of like Sardonyx. And if you guys don't know what break the fourth wall means, basically they are talking to the audience and not just the characters in the show. Fusions typically have this deep emotional weight, but not Sunstone. And honestly, I think that's because they barely even had any screen time to begin with. Still, for the little bit of time we did have with them, they did leave a quite of an impression. I do wish that we did get the opportunity to explore their full potential, which is a shame, but you know, they're so unique and hearts to them. Now, this moment right here was a very special moment. I did not see Steven and his dad Greg fusing together. Oh my gosh. Like, I knew Steven confused with humans because of Connie, but like, I didn't think he can do it with his own dad. I don't know why. This is one of my favorite moments because it literally made me smile ear to mother freaking ear. Oh my gosh. Steg is powerful, and not because he's a fusion, but literally because of their bond. Steven and Greg has this deep, loving father and son connection, and literally Steg is the walking proof of that. Their relationship is literally built on understanding, trust, and of course, a shared love for music. Y'all know Steven will not put that ukulele down for nothing. Honestly, now, this is a fusion that we definitely should have seen more. This would have been crazy and iconic. Like, imagine if they would have went on missions together and actually fought together and actually beat some motherfucking asses. Y'all know what? Not even. Greg can literally revamp his music career. Y'all know he was that failed SoundCloud rock star. He can definitely get another go and actually get somewhere this time. And honestly, let's really talk about it. Onion's dad or Sour Cream's dad. Sour Cream's dad was playing him the entire time, and I feel like that was honestly one of the big reasons as to why Greg didn't make it as a musician, but that's neither here nor there. That's another conversation. Sardonyx is a fusion between Pearl and Garnet, and let me tell y'all, she is confident. She's funny, she's theatrical, and she absolutely lives for the spotlight. She's literally a talk show host. She breaks the fourth wall just like Sunstone does, but the difference is that Sunstone kind of feels like a Saturday morning cartoon, while Sardonyx kind of feels like a late night show, like kind of like Jimmy Fallon in a way. She has a huge personality and she is super duper talented and she knows this. She is so self assured that it can make her be a little cocky at times. Like, she can literally make a gym feel away. Smoky Quartz, for example. And honestly, one thing about Sardonyx is, love her or not, you cannot ignore her. She definitely will leave a print and leave a few jokes on her way out. Smoky Quartz is literally two siblings fused into one, and it's the most chaotic, fun energy ever. Smoky is a fusion of both Amethyst and Steven, and y'all know they both childish as hell. Oh my gosh, which is why I said siblings, because I don't see Amethyst as a parent figure like I see Garnet and Pearl. Like, she's literally just his older sister who just does dumb shit with him all the time. And under all that playfulness, I feel like Smokey represents both Amethyst and Steven's insecurities, how they doubt themselves and how they struggle with self-worth, but also their growth. Like, they literally formed in the midst of an emotional moment. Like, Amethyst was feeling kind of down because, she couldn't beat up Jasper and it was getting to her. And, they both fused, and that was so beautiful. It was a beautiful moment. Imagine getting beat up with a yo-yo. Like, you just sit in there thinking it's about to be a fair fight, but then bam, bam, boom, asses on the floor, crying for help. Nah, but Smokey is definitely funny, chaotic, and full of heart. They showed us that even with doubts and fears, you can laugh, grow, and also be strong. And that's why I kind of like them. And I think this is number 4. Alexandrite is such an interesting fusion because she's constantly clashing with herself. Unlike most fusion that feels a little balanced, Alex is chaos, and you can literally see why. Alex is a fusion between Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and honestly, them three are different. They're really different. And instead of blending smoothly, like usually sometimes happens when it's just two of them, their personalities are literally fighting for control, and it makes Alex kind of feel a little unstable. But honestly, I think that's what makes her cool. Alex's personality is literally separate. Like, it's literally Amethyst, Pearl, and Garment separately every single time. It's like they still have control within their fusion. And, unlike the other gems, like the other fusions, they kind of seem like they turn into a whole new person. But with Alex, she's literally them three just in one. But honestly, even with that clashing energy, one thing definitely stayed consistent, and it's that they all care about Steven. No matter how much they struggle to work together, their love for Steven is what keeps them fused, and that's beautiful. And not even just keep them fused, but honestly keep them going as a group, because individually, honestly, if Steven wasn't there and they weren't responsible for Steven, I don't think they would have lasted too long. Opal is just beautiful. Everything about her, her movements, her voice, her energy, it's all just so calm, graceful, and balanced. Opal is a fusion of Amethyst and Pearl, and unlike Alexandrite, who's constantly clashing with herself, Opal moves in perfect sync. And honestly, I feel like this is super weird, especially coming from Pearl and Amethyst. Them two do not get along for nothing. So for them to be very, almost perfect as a fusion, it's just sick. I really feel like Opal brings out Amethyst and Pearl's biggest strengths instead of their weaknesses like Smoky Quartz does. Opal is also a representation of how good it can be when Amethyst and Pearl actually work together, because you guys know that they fight all the time, and sometimes it's very hard for them to be one and work together. So Opal literally just represents how it is when they do. This was the first moment Steven ever fused, and I just love it because Stevonnie is everything. I love the way they represent self-acceptance, confidence, and identity. Stevonnie is a perfect example of how fusions isn't just about power, it's literally about connection. I mess with the fact that it's Connie who took Steven's fusion virginity. Like, their friendship was just everything at this point. Like, even though they were best friends, I was definitely shipping them for a while. Every single time Stevonnie appeared, it was a moment. Whether it was just learning about fusion, learning how to fight in a battle, or just existing. They always brought something special to the show, and honestly, I wish we got to see them fuse more often. I appreciate the fact that Stevonnie gave Connie and Steven an opportunity to actually get to learn more about each other. Even though they were best friends, I feel like fusion it just takes the relationship to a whole nother level. Unfortunately, this is the end of the video, so if you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like. Also, comment down below a rank list. How do you guys rank the fusions? Feel free to add fusions that I did not mention before. Also, feel free to subscribe to see more content. Mwah.